Well, if I got a pops, that nigga don't do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah.
But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shedeur.
Right, it's about to
You
get
know,
Dion already
none of that.
We all on the core issue is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like that. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's #1 in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is,
I am undisputed. Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to line up.
he's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's first.
I want to go rebound. Shoot.
This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail. Okay, you know what, big dog? Yes. I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now. Let's get
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it.
Oh, my afro on my mic was big. Y'all see that? Ooh, what's up? What's cracking? The lacking, the macking to the jacking. Oh, who's in this chat? Number 1 right now is Kevin, SP383. What's up? What's big dogging in this building today? How y'all feel? Who went out last night? Don't lie. And who stayed home, went to bed by 10 o'clock with the itty bitties like I did? Because I know I did. Oh, man. A lot going on in this sports media world. This live stream is necessary twice a day as much as I can do it because it's just too much damn sports content. Cats are out here set tripping. So, as we all know what's cracking, shout out to everybody who's in the chat. Francisco Aguilera, I see you all the time. Shout out to everybody who's showing love. True Light, I see you all the time. Get your coffee. We're going to talk about this. We got a show today. Y'all see the rundown. Y'all see the script. Y'all see the description. I ain't going to bore y'all. We're going to get into it. First, let's put our winter jackets on. It's about to get cold, at least if you're from L.A. We about to go to Ann Arbor and do a recap. I want to know what's really going on to this moment, present day, with Sherrone Moore and his crash out. So let's talk to it.
Perhaps no one more dialed in to Michigan athletics than John U. Bacon. He's a Michigan historian, also a best-selling author. By the way, his new book, Gales of November, The Untold Story of the Edmund Fitzgerald, is going to be number 7 on the New York Times bestsellers list, the 6th consecutive week of being on that list. John, congratulations. I know you're very busy on that book tour, so thanks for carving out some time with us here to talk about this situation at Michigan.
Speed it up.
John, first and foremost, what do we know right now? Why is Sherrone Moore at the the Washtenaw County Jail?
Well, to work it backwards, he and this employee at the Michigan football building were investigated by the University of Michigan this summer, and both denied any relationship. But that story changed yesterday morning when she went on the Hill, as we say, the administration office, with the receipts, the text messages, the emails, documents, and so on, laying out the details of their relationship and the conflicts thereof. And that, of course, resulted in Sherrone Moore being fired. The regents and the president had enough. Ward Manuel himself fires Sherrone Moore sometime after noon yesterday, one-on-one in their office. After that, this is where we're getting to your part. He broke into the employee's home in Pittsfield Township, which is between Ann Arbor and Saline, Michigan. Grabbed a knife, apparently, and threatened to harm her and harm himself. And that's when he became into protective custody in Michigan. So that's where that one stands.
And John, you have reported as well that right now, currently, he is being surrounded by mental health professionals as well. Is that where we sit right now?
That's correct, and should be, obviously. So that is obviously a serious matter. The next matter for Michigan, of course, is going to be the status of athletic director Ward Manuel, because they're going to need to hire a football coach. It will not be internal. There's no one prepared on the staff right now for that role. If they go externally, then you need an athletic director to hire that person. The question is, will that be Ward Manuel or somebody else? So all this is happening very fast.
So let me ask you about Ward Manuel. For a lot of people that I talk to, I know a lot of people that you talk to, this did not seem to be such a surprise about this alleged relationship. What did the Michigan Athletic Department know and when? What did Ward Manuel know and when? And this is a long history now of problems with the Michigan Athletic Department, whether it be football or basketball or hockey, several investigations, firings, allegations. What's next for Ward Manuel? Where does the Board of Regents go next? What are they working on today?
I guarantee they're working on those two issues. Who knew what and when? I guess I'll say this much in defense of the university. They did have the investigation internally this summer, and if both parties say there's nothing happening, there's not a lot else they can do other than respond to rumors. But now they brought in a Washington, D.C. law firm, one of the white shoe law firms, as they say, to investigate the entire department and what's happening with the entire department. That is going to be a very serious report, external, third party, of course, and that will have a lot to say, I'm sure, about Ward Manuel's future. So they're meeting, I'm sure, by phone and elsewhere, talking right now about Ward Manuel's future and the future of the football program as well. So these are both up in the air right now. I've been hearing these rumors for a while, as you say, but consenting adults, there's not a lot anybody can do, and these are rumors. But now, of course, that we're down to the nitty-gritty of reality based on the employee's report yesterday. Things have changed quite dramatically. Sherrone Moore is out of a job, and I doubt he'll ever be coaching football again.
Blah, blah, blah. They're not done, but let's, that was nasty. They're not done, but let's take a little break right now and unpack what they unpacked. Y'all ever heard your homeboy who wasn't that good in football, and then you ask him, like, what happened, man? Why you ain't starting? He'd be like, man, coach tripping. Well, let's just say Sherrone Moore or Jabroni Moore, coach is tripping. This is like no case I've ever heard of, seen. You have to actually bring different coaches' scandals and glue them together, and I still think this is more than those. And no pun intended, Moore, Sherrone Moore. This is not a time for us to not learn from this. As much as we can learn, but we still gonna be who we are, right? Sherrone Moore didn't learn from Bobby Petrino. He didn't learn from whatever, Urban Meyer, whoever you're gonna say that got caught up in some dust, right? Everybody gonna be their own pig pen. But at the same time, let us who, let's just say, is a little distant from that situation, because this is not just about indiscretion. This is not just about infidelity. This is also about the level of scrutiny and the intent to catch you slipping when we caught you slipping. You get it? So how many of you guys have jobs where, oh, you're going to get paid so much, get so much attention, there's so much notoriety that there's a balancing scale between the love we have for you and the hate we can show you. See, this is what's happening right now in our culture. When you get to the top, it used to always be there's nothing but room at the bottom. We get it. But now there's a pull to bring you right back because of the attention that is now our currency. It used to just be money, right? And then fame was in a weird space. We didn't have networks everywhere. We didn't have all this 24/7 TMZ coverage, etc. So you can live your life and still be the man. I'm going to say a name, and y'all going to understand what I'm talking about. You could actually be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan lived a life that now, as we look back, was a little different than the one that was presented. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Now, you can get away with that, be a GOAT, be all that, and there are other ones before him. We know it. Because then you be hearing like, golly, how many kids? Golly, what'd he do? Got all this. But it's rumors, consenting adults. But now we're in a new era. I just hope people understand this. It's happening at networks, Fox, and their lawsuit. It's happening here in Michigan. It's going to keep happening because the money keeps going up, and the only way to bring these cats down, only way to tether them to reality is to watch every move. But when we see you slipping, we ain't tripping. As long as we out there getting these dubs. As soon as them dubs dry up, what's the best way to bring them down without a parachute? Oh, I get it. You remember when Wednesday, October 22nd? Oh, you don't? We do. Because everything's surveillance. Everything is digital. Everything's digitized. We putting all our business out there. One thing that Max Kellerman told me, it used to trip me out and crack me up, and he's for real about this. He don't like texting. The problem with me is I don't like talking on the phone. So we used to never like kick it like that. We will either be with each other hanging or we wasn't kicking it. We wasn't talking nothing. He'll call me every now and then. I'm like, God, dog, what? And I text him every now and then. I get a one-letter answer. I'm like, what? That's how he roll. He like, dog, He just don't trust today's technology. He's like, dog, things can get taken out of context. That's why when he disappeared, when he couldn't talk, the NDA and all that, non-compete, he didn't talk. Y'all act like y'all was like, oh, he's sitting there. I can't wait to get back and say, he like, they gave me exactly what I want. I ain't got to say nothing. I ain't got to do nothing. Perfect. So now we're in a different era. We're in an era where your receipts, come on, man. You just meet you meet old Johnny. You meet old Johnny on the corner, and then you and Johnny kicking it. Then y'all meet Jackie, Johnny and Jackie, And then next thing you know, y'all talking crazy at the diner. You just meeting them. Next thing you know, oh, take my info down. Let's kick it. Okay. Now, you know Jackie fine, but you ain't tripping because you just met her with Johnny. Johnny was trying to holler. And then Johnny hits you like, yo, Jackie talking about what it do. I'm like, well, y'all gonna go out with y'all? I mean, she fine, dog. I see it. She like, nah. He like, nah. She talking about what we do. Huh? Yeah, she talking about Pythagorean theorem. She talking about a triangle. She talking about a tricycle. She's trying to try. You want to try? And you like, what? I mean, for sure. And whenever Jackie wake up and realize she didn't want to really try, watch what happen. It's a crazy, crazy world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Let's continue to hear more.
All right, right back here on Good Day with best-selling author and Michigan historian John U. Bacon. Again, perhaps nobody more dialed into the Michigan Athletic Department in this situation. John U., I just want to ask you about the details that you had laid out for us as to allegedly what happened last night. Do we expect charges for Sherrone Moore in this case?
I don't think there's any way to avoid that. Now, I know this is a relationship. However, once you break and enter someone's home and it involves potential threats, and I'm hesitant always, as you know, to get into too many details without knowing absolutely everything. But no, I'm very confident the police are investigating this right now, and charges are very likely.
John, what was the change? You said this has been investigated for several months, and they both had the same story until yesterday. Do we know why the script flipped for the person alleged in this matter?
Great question, and I've got partial answers to that, but none right now I can share with authority, not because I'm trying to hide or protect anybody. We can certainly assume, Ryan, that from the investigation this summer when both parties said no how and no way, and yesterday morning when she came with the receipts, as I said, lock, stock, and barrel, to exactly the person you're supposed to take it to, the general counsel and the administrators, that clearly something has soured between those two to make her do this. Now, what that was is open to speculation, but clearly there was not a healthy relationship in any way at that point. So, and of course, got almost tragic last night.
Finally, John, what about the players? Do we know anything about the players? There's a bowl game on December 31st. Biff Poggi is going to be the interim coach. Do these players enter the portal? What is their mindset right now with the lack of any answers regarding the program?
Well, you'd have to ask, of course, the players, and there are 120 of them or so they might all have different answers. But certainly what happens in these situations, especially when it's this tumultuous and this sudden and, frankly, this unexpected on the grand scale. I'm sure some will leave. Some will stay, but probably most of them are going to wait around. I'm willing to bet you're going to find, and I've got this on pretty good authority, actually, they're going to hire a coach within 5 to 10 days. Now, whether they hire an AD before that or not, I don't know. But that's going to be a relatively fast process. And if that goes as fast as I've been told it's supposed to go, then the players are far more likely to stay. If it drags out, then they're far more likely to leave because these players have offers.
John, who will hire that next head coach?
That is the biggest question right now, and I don't know. It depends on what the regions and the president decide about Ward Manuel's future. It's not the first time that his leadership has been called into question, but by the same token, he's won a whole lot of Big Ten titles, record a year, 2 years ago, and they're making big money. Those are obviously factors, but those should not be the only factors. And as you said, the hockey program, the basketball program, now the football program have all fired coaches in scandal. So how much of that can you take?
John, I cannot thank you enough for.
I can't thank you enough either. That dude, John, big time. New York Times big bestseller, 7 weeks in a row. Dude's a beast out there killing it. Let's read between the lines, shall we? On this show, conjecture is allowed because how in the hell we going to get a reality unless we form a thought? So our thoughts sometimes we'll miss, sometimes we'll make, right? Simple as that. It's like Kobe. Hey, you missed a shot, so what? Make the next one, all right? So this is what we're going to do. One thing is for sure, it sounds like. Ward Manuel, the AD, he gone. Like, it just sounds like they just adding this up right now. This is the circumstantial evidence that they're going to use to present to say, you got to go. A, B, and C has happened on your watch. Enough. We don't want to see D, okay? You got to go. So it sounds like he gone. But the greater question, let's go from here and deduce, is how the hell did we really get this out? How did we really get to a point where we all are all encompassing and consuming what the hell is happening right now? How did we get dragged into this? Sherrone Moore cheated on his wife. Now, if there was some technology in this world where every single home where a husband was and lived, a light would shine to the heavens that would say that man has cheated or that woman has cheated. Let's use both, men and women, because I know I got some women in the chat as well. The sky will be lit up. We get it, right? The sky will be lit up. Look at the sky right now. It's not lit up. It's morning out here. It still ain't sunlight. Boom. Everybody's house is lighting up damn near, right? 50%. What is it? 50% at least get divorced? So at least 50%. Not always divorced for infidelity, but let's go. Some of y'all stay together even though you cheated. Wow. But that is not what your reality is. That's not the perception. That's not how you're walking out at facade. So this is different. You cheated and you got caught. Okay. Now, how many lights going up? Not as many. How did his light go up? One day, she flipped. One day, she said, And this is the conversation that you have to have experience in dating to understand. So if you don't, just listen. Sherrone Moore, you already have done something that has jeopardized all things you have ever created when you cheated on your wife. Because the kids, the wife, just the whole embarrassment of that all, we know how that looks like in public scandal. But go deeper than that. Your job is connected to this, right? You ain't got one of them jobs where it's like, oh, you cheated? Whatever, it's your stuff, it's yours, right? You ain't start your own, you ain't a founder, right? And you didn't find something and the people are like, oh, you cheated. Nobody care if Jeff Bezos is married again. Nobody even care how he got divorced, really. They're like, all right, just send me my damn packages. You know what I mean? So you're not in that space. You work with young men. You work with high school seniors who are committing, jumping into the first step of the real world. You're in living rooms eating collard greens with grandma on her ashy ankles. And she talking about, baby, how you like them? He's talking about, they taste good. He's like, no. Look at these ankles. Let me stop. So here's the point. You in a whole different space and that light went off. Now, you got to monitor her. Whatever her name is, I keep forgetting it. It's KP or something. You got to monitor her because when she all in and you all in, do you know how short of breath you are when you are with a woman who controls not only your marriage, you being a father, because them kids is gone now, and forever they're going to be gone when they check the internet. The older they get, the more that they're going to hear. Your daddy was who? Ronnie Rone? Oh. And then 3, your job. I ain't even talking about a job, the job. You at the big house. Damn, let that sink in for a second. The big house. Hello, house of field. Let me stop. So here we go. You at the big house, the biggest job there is. There's nothing bigger. There may be one as big, LSU. There may be one as big, but there's no one bigger. And you're going to let all of that be hanging in the balance based on her hitting the Bill Clinton. Okay, that's cool. Lean back at the desk. Go ahead. However, bruh, you got to monitor that. Whatever she want. Look, she got her raise. She got $55,000 to $90,000. I'm sure that was part of the plan. I'm sure now she's stringing you along. I'm sure she now got you by the cord. She pulling that cord. She like, hey, bruh. And I'm sure you try to monitor and put, whack-a-mole. Okay, she got this problem. Golly, dang, she doing too much. She asking for this. Oh, she's talking about, I don't even know if she threatened to out you. I don't even know if you got to that phase. But man, you got to put this one back in the box. You got to put this back in the package. If not, I'm telling you, one, how did this get out? Like, you got to make her life so grand. I mean, listen to me, y'all. He already messing with her. So he already messed up. She already got texts and receipts. He already sent emojis. Anytime a grown-ass man who is coaching other men sends an emoji to a woman, she don't need no more evidence. He trying to holler, or he already done did that. He done hit. So wifey ain't trying to hear nothing. Once you see emoji, are you sending emojis? Oh, it's a wrap. So you already called out. Now the next thing you need to do is put that prize back in that box. You couldn't put her back in the box. You gave her $55,000 to $90,000. What else did you do? You had to do everything. Let me tell you why you have to do everything. Because you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose it. Oh. And you ain't climbing back up that hill. Stop looking at all these other coaches, black, white, orange, and we're going to talk about that because the racial element came in, of course, by yours truly. You know who he is, Ryan Clark. We're going to talk about it. But the point is, you got to put that back in the box. And if you don't put that back in the box, oh, bruh. Under the Christmas tree, you open that up, bow, everything gone. And it happened. So in case of emergency, you were supposed to break the glass and say, here's the ultimate package. What do you want? Now, I don't know. Maybe her father, who's the NFL scout, found out. And if you're an NFL scout since 1982, as he allegedly is, it ain't a story she can tell that man, her daddy, that's going to add up to him saying, okay, just chill then. Don't tell nobody. Now, once he find out, once he knows something, especially if you were pregnant, and especially if you were pregnant and had an abortion, allegedly, let me tell you, he been around the game too long. He ain't stupid. He like, girl, if you don't tell, I'm telling. Simple as that. That dude over here playing my daughter, you crazy? Are you crazy? And he told you what? He gonna do what? He gonna give you another internship. He gonna give you what? He gonna give you a stipend. He gonna what? No. So if daddy found out, you rapped. Okay, I'm sorry, Sherrone. You had your game under control, and then daddy found out it was a rap. But don't sound like that. Sound like she had a change of heart. And please don't tell me she had a change of heart because you had a change of heart. You start tripping on her. You start cheating on her. You cheating on the one you cheating on. You start messing with other people. Now, allegedly, that was the case. You hitting them recruiting trips, you going with her, and you hollering at girls on the recruiting trips. She like, excuse me, your side piece don't need a side piece, baby. I don't know. I'm going a little far upfield in terms of how this could have not been a scandal, because think about it. Let's flip it. Michigan knew about this. And when I say know about this, it means heard about it. And if we really want to dig, we can find something. Because think about it. They heard the rumors. They did an investigation. And in an investigation, you have degrees. They did the investigation, was like, hey, come here. Sherrone, come in here. KP, come in here. Y'all messing around? What? Oh, okay, take care. You only want to hear what you want to hear. They didn't do this investigation, which you can do with proper suggestion and proper evidence to the point of, let's check these cameras. Our cameras. Let's check our computers. Our computers. Let's check our phones. You know they give all of the staff the phones, especially in these programs. Let's check our phones. And I hope they didn't. But they could have at that time. But if they did and saw and then was like, ignore, everybody go. But if you didn't, you're still bad, but you're gonna keep your job. They told us they didn't. You see how the game is played? All of this just to keep you with that invisible rope that they can always pull and yank you down with no parachute. It's gangsta out here right now. Last part about this is he cheated. She came back with the receipt. She literally shows up to the council, the general counsel, and is like, okay, y'all been asking me for 6 months, and I've been lying, and I've been lying. Oh, but here you go. What's this? Emojis? Sherrone. What? I just want when they do the Netflix special, I'm fast forwarding to the part where, why did she flip? Man, then you turn it and you crash out. So now at this point, he still ain't dead. He's on life support. He's dead to Michigan, but he still got a life after Michigan. Bobby Petrino. You still got a life after Michigan, right? But then you crash out. And this part is not funny. This part, no levity. He becomes suicidal, right? You want to unplug from life. You just want to get out. You're like, you look around, you think there's no way out. What are those rooms called? My son loves them. Those rooms, you go, you pay money, and you get trapped in a place, and you got to get out in an hour. I forgot what they call them. But you feel like you're in one of those. And I hate those. I did it twice. I went the first time, I was like, this is crazy. I'm stuck. I'm about to die in here. Second time, I was like, maybe I had a bad experience. I was like, nope, it's just bad. I hate this place. Maybe he just wanted to unplug. Escape rooms. Thank you. Thank you, Ron Dizzle, 33. Escape rooms. It's the worst to me. Sometimes you get in that place. I've lost friends. I've lost teammates. Y'all know Junior Seau, late great. I've lost people in my real life. My uncle, when I was a young kid, pow, right around the corner. We heard the gunshot. Family. They just want to unplug. They don't see a way out. They don't see a way better. That episode becomes an absolute. It's episodic. It's just happening right now. Sherrone, go to bed. Sherrone, you already messed up. You can't wipe up that spilled milk. It's just going to be nastier. Let it be. Somebody else is going to come. It's going to go away. Move on. But you don't. Now, this is why I don't think he's ever going to climb up that hill again. And I'm being real. My son going to high school, my son is going to play football and basketball. It looks like he's doing that right now. He's 10. At 14, he's going to go to high school. By that time, NIL will be in high school fully. It's there already a little bit. I've seen it. I've heard it. It's going to be fully. My son is big and fast. Typically, that guy can play some sports. Okay, somebody come to my house, and he talking about, yeah, let's do it. I like little MJ. I'm like, all right. Sherrone Moore? Nah. And it ain't because he cheated on his wife. I could move past that. I smell it. I could tell it. I played in the league. I wouldn't have no coaches. Let me stop. Nobody ever taught me a thing if ever was, are you perfect? No. It's your response to imperfection. It's your response to adversity. The same thing you're trying to teach me. Same thing I took as a life lesson from sports. It's the response to adversity. And your response to adversity, nah. Can't have my son thinking it's absolute. No. You get knocked down one play, you got two choices. Get your ass up, or they gonna keep moving on while you lay down. Get up. That's the best choice. That's the ultimate choice. That's the choice you learn from sports. Get your ass up. Make the next shot. He didn't. Oh, that's tough. So now he's sitting in jail on suicide watch. Come on, man. Come on, man. We got to do better, y'all. Whew. All right, let's beat it up in these comments. Andrew Nance says, Snow Bunny strike again. Y'all need to stop. Let me say one thing about that. That's not true. I know it's got a good stereotype going that black men who mess with white women end up in scandal. Let me just tell you this. You obviously don't know enough black men because most of the damage done to black men is done by who? Black women. Why? Because it's a proximity crime, like all crimes. The person that looks just like you gonna hurt you the most. Person that you closest to gonna hurt you the most. Trust me. Of all the things I've ever been involved with in my life, the negative, it ain't the snow bunnies. It's like, and then to the white men, remember that dude that was at that concert cheating on his wife? Mm-hmm. That white guy that owned that company, and she worked in HR. They both were white. Like, we overlook all of the, like, we, in 10 cases, we overlook 8 or 9 of them to find the one. I told you. See that? Right there. Like, what? Selective perception is a beast. This is why I majored in sociology in part. I love the concept of you see everything and then you really only see what you want to see. How many times you been around the neighborhood living there for 3 years and then one day you riding with your son, you're like, I never knew that. It happened to me yesterday. Let me not lie, and then let's move on. I'm driving on Mulholland, and then I looked at a light. I said, I never seen that house before. And my son literally said the same thing. He said, dang, I never seen that house either, Daddy. I was like, is that a hotel or house? He was like, you thought it was a hotel. That's a house. We laughing. We've been driving there 4 years. Selective perception is a beast. Oh, man, let's go. All right, let me get a shout out to Hillman 2402. Love to you. Let me get a shout out. You just got one. Damn it, stop yelling at me. Stay keeping it real is needed. Much love. Yes, I was raised by a woman, my mother, and a man, my father, who my mom kept it one thou wow, and my dad kept it principled. So my dad would never root for me. He was like, look, I love you, but when you mess up, you messed up. When you're doing great, you're doing great. Rooting is different. That means they're not doing great, and you're like, go, you're doing great. No, you're not. He sucks. Or rooting is also you saying he doing bad when he balling. No. My dad would sit there, somebody would be like, that wasn't a great cut. He was like, actually, it was a good setup. He would just call it like it is, but he keeping it principled. But he wasn't putting me first in terms of the truth. My mom, the truth. My dad, the truth. With principles. Then my grandma was the cherry on top. She was like, I don't give a damn what they say. Say it and mean it. Mean what you say and say what you mean. That's who I am. So I've noticed in media today, we don't have that. We got agendas. We got everybody else talking for different perspectives. And I got to get this off my chest. I got to represent this brand. I got to represent this ambassador, all that. Okay? So beat it up in the comments. Make sure we talk to each other. I talk with y'all, not at y'all. And then also make sure you click that link in the chat. We're going to start playing some games. I'm going to start giving y'all some money if you could beat me in what we're talking about. All right. Speaking of, I don't know where this is coming from. Giannis, say his last name in the chat. Beat it up in the comments. Giannis is in Milwaukee. Some say stuck, and some say he wants to be there. A lot of conversation about where he's going. Now, this is not a conversation we've heard before. Giannis, why don't you tell why you want to leave? And Kendrick Perkins goes there, calls him a coward. Ooh, let's hear it.
Where's my camera? Right here?
All of them are yours.
Giannis is a coward. Giannis is a coward. Let's just call it spade to spade. We wouldn't even be having these conversations. We wouldn't be having these back and forths wondering, hey, you know what? Shams reporting this. And then all of a sudden, Chris Haynes reporting this. And then Doc Rivers coming to the podium and he's saying this, that, no, Giannis, we have never had this conversation. And then Kyle Kuzma reporting that we didn't have a meeting after this report. All this bullshit because Giannis is a coward. And I say that respectfully.
No, wait.
Hold on. Be quiet, man. And I say that respectfully because he don't want to be there. He don't want to be there. And it's okay. So for like, instead of him just coming out and saying, trade me. I don't want to hear it was reported a request from Brian Windhorst that Giannis went to the front. No, publicly come out and say trade me and stand on it. Not him. I'm saying once they come out, they ask you the question, say yes. My time is up because I'm tired of it, bro. Everybody's.
Who are you, me, her, Channing, to tell Giannis how to handle the exit from the team that he won an MVP and a championship and a finals MVP? Who are we to tell him how to handle this? They have a team, they have an exhaustion. You're talking about, I'm tired of this. No one gives a fuck. Giannis doesn't give a fuck what you're tired about, nor should he. Respectfully.
Well, why should we give a fuck about him every day?
Because we're covering basketball.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. So we're covering the game. My point is this. If we don't like the way he's handled it, we can respect Giannis and say, you have done enough for this league. You have done enough for Milwaukee Bucks. They need to figure out things internally. So we want him to come out and say it so we can talk about where he wants to go.
No. I want you to stop hiding your hand.
He doesn't have to hide his hand. He doesn't have to fucking show you, me, or anybody else their hand. He doesn't have to show.
What you mean, bro?
Like, what I mean is, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? What are you seeing?
Because Giannis is
he doesn't have to show us.
He's vocal about everything else. He's loud about everything else.
Perk.
He's loud. Hold on.
He doesn't owe you, me, or anybody else a thing.
Is he not loud about everything else?
He doesn't owe you a thing.
Is he not loud about everything else?
He doesn't owe you or me a thing.
I'm just saying, and no one should be mad.
No one's mad.
No one should be mad if he comes out and says, no, I'm just saying. No one should be, because I'm tired of this. Like, no, think about it. We've been going back and forth. The owner
One thing I love about life is validity and reliability, right? That's what statistics is about, to show validity and reliability. So when you hear someone give a take and you start to get into a place where you're like, I think I know where they're going, that's actually a good thing. I know we use it as slander, like, I know what Wiley gonna say, I know what Kendrick gonna say, but that's actually a positive. Because human beings certainly need to know what things are. Groupings, right? Consistency. We got to know what that is. We ain't got time to figure it out. Not all. We got to know what that is in summation. That's why stereotypes will always exist. So let's stereotype that. Kendrick Perkins, God dang it. I heard some entitlement in there. I'm tired of this. We tired of this. And then thank God for level-headed Richard Jefferson. Once again, let's stereotype him, which he is like that. And he says, who gives a damn what you tired about? Who gives a damn what we tired of? See how we put the cart before the horse? Welcome to new media, right? I don't think back in the day, back, Chris Berman, I don't think back in the day, cooler than the other side of the pillow. I don't think Stuart Scott, rest in peace, the late great. I don't think they would have ever been like, yo, I'm really getting sick and tired of seeing Joe Montana and talking about he don't want to play for the 49ers no more. I'm really getting sick and tired of Michael Jordan talking about he trying to retire. Remember how when it used to happen like that back in the 90s, they used to sit there and say, what will they do? The suspense continues. Back in 3. And I'm not saying it's better, but I'm just saying look how it switched. You imagine back then, Michael Jordan told me I may do baseball. I don't know. My father just passed. I may retire. I don't know. And somebody's like, look, just say what you're going to do, damn it. I'm getting tired. I'm sick and tired. What? So Kendrick is all the way wrong. I mean, he's so wrong. He can't get right in this one. And it's almost like auntie behavior again. Like it's wrong, but there's a level of, why are you wrong like that? You played ball. Like, I know engagement is a beast. I know we got to say stuff that with an exclamation point or it doesn't get noticed. At least you feel that way. Right? People feel like if I don't pop off, it ain't going to pop off. But what logical base are you standing on? He has to tell what? He needs to go and say, excuse me, everybody, press conference. Okay, I'm leaving Milwaukee. I'm leaving Milwaukee. Go to New York. Right? Is that a Giannis accent? I'm going to New York. What? First of all, you never do that because your agent will sit there and say, stupid, we trying to get a deal where wherever you go, you're not getting fleeced and you show up and you're like, where are my teammates? They be like, oh, they all win the trade. They're all in Milwaukee or the third team. You can't do that, part one. And part two is, what if it doesn't work out? What if you don't get traded? What if you still got to be here? Whoever been in a relationship, and as you know, in any relationship, half the time you were in it, you spent breaking up. So y'all were together for 6 years, right? Well, 3 of them years were rocky. Yep, the plane went like this the first 3 years, wherever it went. Then year 4, 5, 6. Okay. When you in year 4 or 5, are you like, yeah, you know what? I'm about to go over there with Aisha. Yep, I'm gone. If you say that, you better be already over there with Aisha. If not, I don't think it's going to work with Amber, right? So the point is, why he got to do that? Like Kendrick would never have played those cards like that. And it also is telling, this is why it's some auntie behavior. It's telling because it sounds like Kendrick, were you ever that dude? I know you were in high school, had to be. College, I'm not sure of Kendrick's college career, but he played in the pros and he was good in the pros. But I mean, let's be real. He wasn't Kevin Durant. He wasn't Westbrook. Were you ever the top dude on any team? Like, you don't do that. Like, even in the NFL, I was ranked or thought of or in esteem of one of the best players on the team, if not the best player for a year or two. Real spit. And one thing you can't do is let everybody know what you want to do. That's called leadership, right? Can't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. It's crazy when you are the leader of all men and then everybody's counting on you because that means your team is counting on you. When coach say, hey, y'all, we need to ball out today. He not looking at everybody. You know what he's saying? Wiley, Kendrick, we need to win. Giannis, we. The we is you, your ass. You can't tell everybody what you thinking. Whole fan base eat your ass up from hello to goodbye. And they still gonna do it. If he gets traded to the Knicks, guarantee it, ESPN. Top story, Giannis goes to New York and we show you live in Milwaukee, it's on fire. It's just jerseys burnt up. Was it 34? 34 is burnt up everywhere. Fans, y'all crazy when y'all do that. So it's auntie behavior for that reason. And no one cares that you tied, boss. Nobody cares. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like I don't consume content like that. Like I want to hear what's up with Giannis. Oh, I'm going to hear Kendrick and Richard Jefferson, everybody. Shannon Fry. Yeah, I want to hear them. Oh, okay. And then all I'm going to hear is aunties talking. Well, not aunties. Auntie talk, auntie tea. This is some tea from an auntie. He better just tell us. Tell us what? You know he ain't telling us. But hey, some people, I mean, that's why Perk is big time. He's playing that role. I hope he's playing that role. Because if he ain't, if that's how he really think, ooh, Perk, ooh, what happened? What happened was. All right, beat it up in the comments. Let's get to the next topic. Ooh, this topic gonna be a little spicy. We got to talk through Shedeur. Shedeur needs to mature. But let's first see what y'all talking about in the comments. Yes, Neil Gregg said facts. Yep, that's real. T6001 says, and who's number 2 today in the chat? He's not going anywhere. His brother not going. Oh, that guy. He got that Southwest buddy pass. Remember that? Like you and your friend fly free. They used to use that in high school all the time. Hey, I'm gonna go to your school. Can my boy go too? If you're a 5-star, yes, he can. If you're a 3-star, nah. Right? So Andrew, thank you for the super chat. Talking about them snow bunnies still. Let's effing go. Oh, y'all so stupid. It's all about culture, man. When y'all gonna read some Thomas Sowell? Stop talking about race. Race is so played out. Race is like dummy talk. Like that's like somebody, you go to a basketball court and then they're like, oh, he's great. And you're like, why is he great? Oh, look how tall he is. You're like, is that all you got? Like, you know what I mean? Tall ass Amazon drivers there are. You know what I mean? Tall ass FedEx workers. You know what I mean? Tall dude at the post office. Like height ain't enough. It's a qualifier, but it ain't enough. Come on, you got to tell me more. Come on, let's go. All right, Shedeur Sanders. You got a lot of maturing to do out here. Really?
Tell me Shedeur Sanders' future in pro football.
I don't think it's in Cleveland.
Can he be a starter in the NFL?
I think he can. I think he has a lot of maturing to do, Urban. I really do. I think both as an individual and as a quarterback and learning to play within the scheme. I think there's a lot of drifting and sliding out of the pocket. I think there's this innate, because of the way he played at Colorado and throughout his college career, there's this kind of like hero brand of quarterback that he likes to play where every play has to be a home run and he's got to run around and do all those things. He had the bad tendencies that Caleb Williams had that he developed at USC, but he doesn't have the arm and the mobility that Caleb possessed to get out of that trouble.
Whoa, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, he said it. That's the beauty of this show. I get all the criticism and I get all the brunt of the hate, but y'all the one that said it. So Tom McShay, shout out to Shay. Used to work with him, obviously, at ESPN. Whoa, they really messed that one up. Mel Kiper and Tom McShay need to be on every single day for college. They need to have ESPN3 again. They just got rid of ESPN3. Bring it back and put on a college football show, analysis, NIL, every single day what they got to do. Every Sherrone Moore, Ronnie Rome's story, everything about college football. And let Mel Kiper and Tom McShay have a piece of that because they are fireworks. But I digress. He said a lot about Shedeur. First, he said he ain't going to be in Cleveland. He don't think it's going to last in Cleveland. Now, people can take that the wrong way, and I think the right way of taking that is by circumstance, tough. You really going to usurp Deshaun Watson? You really going to just eat all of that money, 200 and some plus million? Because, frankly, they haven't got any ROI on Deshaun Watson since he's been there. He regressed. I mean, seriously regressed. Like, there hasn't been a fall off like that since me going to Dallas. Like, let me stop. Even worse. But point being, he ain't it. He ain't it. Not, you can become it, maybe. Dan Marino had the Achilles, still was Dan Marino. Maybe you got your Achilles and you come back as better because you got to come back like Houston. If not, why are they paying him $200-some million? So by circumstance, you got to try and squeeze that toothpaste out of the tube of Deshaun Watson. Y'all been on them trips where you start rolling the bottom of the toothpaste, then you start stomping on it and hitting it, then you squeeze the sides, and all you get is this much, and your breath stink all day, right? That's what they're trying to do with Deshaun Watson. Come on, man. God dang. You got a fully guaranteed contract, $200-some million? You better. Okay, that's part one. That's pretty simple. That room could easily have Fernando Mendoza in there next year. That room could easily have one of these top quarterback. Stillers, is that his name? I've seen him play. He plays, what was that, Louisville? No, that ain't Louisville. That's South Carolina. Yeah, him. Sellers or something. Whatever. They can have, it's some guys up there that's ranked higher. Also hear that this ain't the class, so we'll see. But the point is a lot of moving parts, a lot of balls to juggle. What you gonna do? You want to get down? Get down on it. What you gonna do? Right? So just to wiggle your way from fifth round, you're already unwormed around Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel's fiance is telling the truth. She hot. That whole Gabriel family mad they in Cleveland right now. Because if you let a fifth rounder beat you in half a season, it's a wrap on your ass. Get up out of here, dog. You ain't doing nothing. You gonna beat him out? He already better than you. One, he was thought of higher than you, not ranked. Not ranked. I'm not gonna go ranked because if you were ranked that high, But point is, he got drafted after you, and now he already has surpassed you. That ain't good, Dylan. If you my homeboy, I'm like, dog, what happened, dog? You went to Oregon? He over there, Colorado, trying to resurrect what they used to be in the 90s. He beat you out, and he got drafted after you. You're sorry. That's what I would say if I'm his homie. But I'm like, at the same time, you got to go somewhere and go get it because it ain't going to happen there. Okay, so we got Shedeur in a good spot, except, what they gonna do in the draft, and they got too much money sitting there. And I told y'all too many times the Buffalo Bills story of when we had money sitting on the sidelines, Rob Johnson. They forced him to play. When I mean forced, I mean the guy on the field was better. He was a Pro Bowler on the field, Doug Flutie. They like, nah. I don't give a damn about no Pro Bowls. I don't give a damn about no Flutie flakes. I don't give a damn if everybody talking about him. That guy we paid. Money talks. Money talks. Y'all know what life is about. No matter how you flip it, life's like a sandwich. No matter how you flip it, the bread comes first. So, in the bread conversation, totally understand what he's saying in terms of he ain't gonna last in Cleveland, probably. He can try his best and build up his trade value and build up his value just around the league. But Cleveland, they got to figure out Deshaun Watson first. Sorry, just the way it goes. Okay, now he said he got some maturing to do. He talks about the maturing as a quarterback. He got some bad habits. Like every single quarterback. Every single quarterback has bad habits. However, some are not as pronounced as his. Now, what you see, and everyone sees it, even the biggest Shedeur fan, is he backpedals and then keeps going, or he drifts, right? Or he leans. And that pocket alignment, you reassign where the pocket is, which makes it harder for your O-line. Just saying that. And he already got a bad O-line. And then they like, what? They need to trust where you are. In football chemistry, the word chemistry really means unspoken language. That means I ain't got to say nothing. I know where you're going. When I played in Buffalo, Pat Williams, we get on the field, I look at him, he look at me, that's all we knew. Bye. We knew what to do, right? Somebody just tap you on the butt. Okay, I know what it is, right? Somebody just go over there and look like this, because you can't tell them you see it, because then they might not do it. You're like, what? Sometimes you got a code word, whatever it may be, but you're like, So his O-line is, I mean, obviously they don't have enough reps, but even if they had enough reps, dog, where you at? Where you going? That's why it's tough. So that drifting is a problem. And it doesn't look like he's going to really be easy to coach out of the drifting because he has a belief, maybe a cockiness in his athletic ability. And admit it, he's way more athletic in the NFL than we anticipated. We all thought, oh God, when you get to the league, I mean, because in Colorado, you were like, yo, that may work there. It ain't going to work in the league. It's working better than I thought. It's working better than he was graded coming out in terms of athleticism. Now, he ain't Lamar Jackson. Like, we ain't stupid. But he is more than you expected in terms of athleticism. His accuracy is exactly what you thought, right? His deep ball is slightly better than you thought. Because he had a good deep ball, now it looks pretty good or very good. What he's not as good at is some of the decision making. Now, in Colorado, you had a different confidence. So, you know, those dinks and dunks, they didn't have a running game, so it was a lot of short passes. Then you throw it to those top receivers, especially Travis Hunter. It was working. Now, you're looking out there and you see Jerry Jeudy. You don't know what he going to do. You don't know what that is. And that's your best receiver. Oh, Lord. You're like, oh, God. So he's made some decisions. You're like, what? You know, throwing it to a DN who's just staring at you like, hey, what are you doing? Right? But everybody over time does that. But that's not where he ended. He said this dude needs to mature individually. Now, beat it up in the comments. What did he say? What did he say about him maturing individually? Did y'all hear anything? Yeah, me either. This was the funny part is, this media is so crazy. That's why I love doing this show, especially because I'm in media and I'm raised by who I was raised by. So I'm going to just tell you, I love you, the big dog, but you said he needs to grow individually. Say it. He didn't say anything. You know why? Don't you dare touch that stove. Don't you dare walk to that third rail and say something wrong with Shedeur's attitude. Something's wrong with his mindset. Something's wrong with how he carries himself. See that? Couldn't cross that line. Well, I'll cross it for you, damn it. What he's trying to say is like, look, Shedeur, there's a path that's easier to get to exactly what you want. That's what maturity really is, right? You want something to grow. You want something to get there, right? You want your kids to mature. So your kids, a lot of times they pick paths like we all did when we were kids that you're like, that won't end up helping you. That won't end up helping you mature. He's basically saying, look, Shedeur, some of the things you've done, some of the positions you put the coaches in through conversation, some of the things, you know, talking to the reporter after your first preseason game, it's not a crime. See, this is the problem. We're so extreme. We think, what's wrong with that? Stop asking the dumb auntie question. What's wrong with that? That's an auntie right there. What's wrong with that? I got too many aunties, so I always clown. What's wrong with that? I was like, auntie, why don't you answer this one? What's right with that? What's the end game of that? That dude got a pen. You just asked him a simple question, but you know it put pressure on him. You know you need that guy to kind of write some good stuff for the people who are casual out there who ain't paying no attention. And they like, oh, he's saying great things about this kid Shedeur instead of, So that's all. But look, there have been Hall of Famers, greats who have made it harder on themselves and still got to the top of the mountain. So that's why I'm not tripping. I'm just saying it's going to be harder. Go ahead. You think he ain't tripping? His daddy ain't tripping. He raised in I ain't tripping. His daddy sat there with 21 gold chains and told the team, don't draft me, you ain't got enough money. That's making it harder on yourself. And his talent was able to surpass all of the adversity that he was setting himself up with. Like, it wasn't even those obstacles on the path. He just kept saying, I ain't tripping on that. I make it harder on myself, and then I still show y'all how great I am, right? So it's crazy. Crazy. All right, let's beat up in the comments. Let's get to the next one. I noticed he didn't say nothing bad about Shedeur, the person. I love that. Y'all got to catch it. I catch all this stuff. I got this weird, like, way of listening. I listen for contradictions. I always listen for contradictions. And people always tell me I should be a lawyer. And I was like, really? I was like, damn, law school? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Everybody I know in law school, oh, they looked a mess until they became a lawyer. But I was like, no. What y'all talking about in these comments? Yeah, y'all talking about Flutie and the love you got for him. Yep. Let me get one. Let me give you one. Great Sam says, what was your go-to spot when you were at Columbia? The dorm and Coronet's Pizza on 110th. Oh, man, they had the biggest slices ever for a quarter. When I first got there recruiting trip, it was a quarter. I think maybe $1.25. I don't know. I'm now sound too old. But it was huge. It was like a whole pizza. And I was like, for $1.25 or a quarter? What? And you had to eat it. You couldn't even eat it right. You couldn't eat it. I'm from LA. I'm eating pizza like this. They're like, what are you doing? You got to fold it over. And then, first of all, open it back up. Open it. And first of all, why y'all put all these sheets of plastic under it? I got some white paper. I'm like, what is this? I ain't never been to numero uno in LA and they had no white paper under it. They're like, here's your slice. I said, a slice? I said, order pizza. Where the pizza at? Now it's just a slice. And it's bigger than the pizza. I was like, all right. Then all of a sudden, he like, put your toppings on. You got it? And then I fold it up. And grease just, I'm like, what is this? Welcome to New York, baby, where they don't play. Speaking of not playing, Matt Barnes and Acho ain't playing. They ain't playing. We played Matt Barnes yesterday. I want to play Acho's response to it. It's pretty long, and I hate to speed it up because Acho already talks fast, but we're going to give it some time. Let's go.
Let me clarify some things. I'm not a fan or in a fan club. I'm an analyst, but I come with receipts. He said he's been riding with Shedeur since the beginning. I did my homework. When's the first time Matt Barnes said anything about Shedeur Sanders on social media? Oh, 9/21/24. Wow, great throw, Shedeur. Riveting analysis, by the way. Let's check the receipts of when Emmanuel Acho, the bandwagon fan, started talking about Shedeur. I came with receipts. 9/2/2023, prime, legendary, Shedeur, top tier. Keep it rolling. 9/16/2023, a whole year sooner. Shedeur, great, moxie, poise, guts. Shedeur is him. Phenomenal performance. Top tier quarterback, eyes downfield. Oh, I'm doing breakdowns. This is still before Matt Barnes has ever noticed Shedeur. Ignore the engagement tweet. Shedeur is him. Less debate, more discussion. Let's talk Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders, a dog, doing things in the NFL already at a college level. Two players have never been more directly correlated to success than Shedeur and Travis Hunter. Keep it going. This is not edited. Not edited. Shedeur is doing NFL stuff that quarterbacks in the NFL can't even do well. Good morning, beautiful people. Two things are undeniably true. Deion Sanders can coach and Shedeur Sanders can play. Get rid of that. See, here's the problem. The problem is when you're accustomed to a lie and people lying about you, even the truth sounds like hate. I don't placate. I speak from revelation. I don't speak for response. But here's what frustrates me, is the reason that oftentimes black people are perceived as a monolith is because the moment you have somebody that has an opinion that might differ from the norm, they're ostracized.
Okay, we got racial up in there. Let's stop before we get too racialized. Because I like the analytical version of this beef or conversation at first. So Acho's like, look, Matt Barnes, you trying to call me out like, I got to pick a side, which I don't agree with, but let's just have some fun with this beef. I'm supposed to pick a side. Now, what I'm actually doing is responding to what the analysis is. I'm responding to what Shedeur showed me. When Shedeur's balling in college, I'm a Shedeur fan. Actually, online before you are. Now, Acho is wrong for saying that Matt Barnes wasn't rocking with Shedeur in college just because he didn't go to social media. If that's the case, you think that I don't like Barry Sanders. And I literally think Barry Sanders is the best running back ever, but I'm never tweeting about him. You know what I mean? I ain't, Barry was the best. I'm not tweeting about anybody that I'm watching right now. I don't tweet about Kawhi, and you know how much I love Kawhi. I love Kevin Durant, Durantula. I don't say Kobe when I shoot. I say Durant. All the kids know that. I don't tweet about it, so don't try to correlate what I'm tweeting about to what I rock with. But then he says, but my receipts are so long. Why? And then if you knew about these old receipts, why can't I be on the bandwagon? Or why can't I be like you? Like telling other people what y'all talking about, y'all switching it up. But Acho did have a lot of comments that were critical of Shedeur. I did as well. But here's the thing that people ain't gonna tell you on other shows. Acho is not very well liked in the industry. Just being real. People know that. The people in the industry know that really, because don't make me act like Sherrone Moore's mistress and bring receipts. Because when I work with Acho, I got too many text messages, too many DMs. Damn, I can't show y'all phone calls, but too many people like, man, that dude, you working, man, that dude. And I was like, dog, leave the dude alone. I like him. Nobody paying you to work with him, so why you care that much? God dang it. But they all my homies. So I was like, all right. But he's not very well liked. So if you notice Matt Barnes, when he was saying pick a side, he only talked to Acho. Anybody else that was critical of Shedeur, even me, he ain't calling us out. He may do it now because I just challenged him, but I don't. Matt Barnes is my dog. But people don't like Acho and they don't like your takes, you're going to have to deal with this. Now, the racial part, let's see if he goes further on that.
And instead of having a group of collaborative free thinkers, we're blindly led as sheep with the shepherd. Well, in this case, it's a shepherd who doesn't know anything about the subject matter in Matt Barnes, and at times Steven Jackson as well. And so we don't have this collaboration of free thinkers. We just blindly are led to slaughter like sheep. Worst part is...
Ooh, all right, that whole part need to be clipped. He wanted to go deep there because that's the way he wants to really cut at Matt. Be careful. I think he about to go there on Matt. That was a setup. That was that last shot over the bow before, all bombs over Baghdad.
When you try to become a friend by offering good information and information that might be correct instruction, you get feedback like this. This was Deion's son. Care Bear, can you show this? In April 2021, I say this, a question that is actually now in retrospect been a pretty good question. Hey, is Jackson Dart actually quarterback number 2 ahead of Shedeur Sanders? You're smart, watch the tape and see for yourself. I always come with tape and come with film. Bucky, or Deion Sanders Jr., he quote tweets it and he says, I was blind, but now I see. Listen to the video.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. I offer a question simply saying, hey, is Jackson Dart actually QB2? Based on the tape, by the way, Jackson Dart got drafted second, and you could also suggest Jackson Dart looks like the best rookie quarterback thus far. But based on the tape, and now Bucky don't say that to me, somebody that's been in the Sanders family's corner the entire time. I, as an analyst, had been talking about Shedeur Sanders long before Matt Barnes even knew of Shedeur's existence, at least as a collegiate quarterback, maybe not as Deion Sanders' son. And now you are the gatekeeper both for what is pro-black, and you're also the gatekeeper of what is pro-Shedeur. You're a fan. I'm an analyst. There's a large delta between the two of I. As far as the East is from the West, a large gap between my level of knowledge on football, my level of knowledge of Shedeur as a quarterback, and my level of knowledge of what's actually going on in the NFL and in college basketball. You got to know your role, you got to know your limits, and you got to know your limitations, Matt Barnes. And
something's wrong with my live stream because there ain't no way Emmanuel Acho, the guy I know, University of Texas linebacker, Philadelphia Eagle, now hosts of Speak Easy with Care Bear, is calling out Matt Barnes like this. Do you know that Matt Barnes got that Tesla charged up, ready to ride 45 minutes, 4 or 5 hours to speak on this? Oh, this is interesting. They're going to keep it peaceful because I know both characters, but goodness. What did I miss? Did I miss something between this? I know y'all not about to go tit for tat over Shedeur like that. Maybe they are.
You're speaking now beyond your limitations. And I will also say this. It's the last thing I'm going to say. Is I'm not a hater when I'm telling truth that you don't necessarily like or agree with. And the dilemma is people don't know the difference between truth and hate. People just run to, let me go here. If we're being honest, Matt and Stat, they do this often. They tether themselves to polarizing black issues that they only tether themselves to because they become polarizing, and they need that to continue to leverage their brand. And never watched a track meet in their life. All of a sudden got a lot to say about Sha'Carri Richardson. You even know what a good 100-meter dash time in women's is? You even know how many events are in a heptathlon? You know how many events are in a decathlon? You even know the difference between the short hurdles and the high hurdles, men and women? No. But you hear, oh, wait, polarizing issue, let me step into the mix. Can you break down cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, 2-man, cover 6? Do you know what cover 6 is? Oh, polarizing black issue, let me enter into the mix. I talk based on film, based on experience, based on legitimate knowledge and credentials. I ain't no hater. I'm just a truth teller.
Oh, Danielson, you learn well, but you misuse what I teach you. Acho, Try to take my line again, but it's all good, dog. I always say I'm not a hater. I just tell the truth too early. But he got his own version. Respect. What did he say? I mean, first of all, I hear Jay-Z in my ears. What more can I say? He said a lot. Let's get back. Let's center this first and go back to Shedeur. They're really arguing over the fact that Matt Barnes kind of in jest with some levity, but being serious, like y'all flipping it up on Shedeur. You either down with him or not, which is tough when you're talking about sports. It's tough because you do understand what Matt Barnes is saying. Are you a Browns fan or not? Right? You rock with us or don't? Right? Come on, dog pound. You in the dog pound or not? Right? Now, with our players, you down with them or not? That's when it gets tricky. Because who is down with a player that ain't playing well? Who is down with a player that's playing well but then also not playing well? Like usually you down with somebody who's like this or they're great. So rooting interest for a team, you got to go high or low. I don't care if we 0-17 or we 17-0. That's my team. Go Browns. But when it comes to players, let's be real. Myles Garrett was almost out of there. Myles Garrett was literally at the airport damn near before they gave him the deal he wanted. So do fans really root for players through it all, thick and thin? Giannis gets traded to the Knicks. Y'all burning his jersey. You still rock with Giannis? So Acho has a point in saying, I rocked with him in college. In the preseason, he looked a little iffy. His first game he got thrown in there, didn't look good. Then he got better, and then he got better. So if you listen to my analysis, it's riding that exact plane. This is tricky. Because when I like a player, I do like the player no matter what. Like I love Lamar Jackson. And it's been easy to love him. It's been easy to root for Lamar Jackson. He's the only player, and he makes me root for the Ravens. That's the only team I root for that is not one of them jerseys. Like them. I root for all them behind me, right? You go. Columbia, hell yeah. Buffalo, yep. Chargers, damn season ticket holder. Cowboys, my daddy's favorite team. Jacksonville, Duval all day. And then the Ravens. Now, this year, it's a little tough to root for Lamar Jackson the same way. But I ain't jumping off the wagon. I ain't killing him. I kind of still look at him like, all right, got hurt, off rhythm, not a good year for the team, etc. Injuries. But Acho and Matt are bringing up an interesting point, how we go do or die, and we're going through the thick and thin with our teams, but then with the players, what we supposed to do? And more importantly, with the coverage, with the analysis. Now, he took it places, oh my God. He took it places, I don't know, I didn't expect that. Like, this is a new level of gangster from Acho, new level of strength and courage. Let's talk through it. Because a lot of people took shots at Acho when he was working and at Fox, and obviously, you know, how it all ended at Fox in the lawsuit, and now he's looking like he returning fire. Because this is when you know somebody got a deeper issue than just what they talking about. In the middle of saying it all, you say, if we're going to be completely honest, this is why I was an asshole to work with. Because I'm literally on air and my producer's telling us to move on. And I'm like, no. What were you before this moment then? You weren't completely honest with what you're doing. Like, and then he looking at me like, what do you mean? I mean, it was a figure of speech. No, it wasn't, fool. So it's like, whatever. But let's get to the real. Let's cut to the bone. Matt Barnes is looking at Acho like, look, dog, Shedeur's ours, and you already showed he ain't yours because we heard what you said, and we don't want you here either. And Acho like, what? I helped set up the party. Like, what you talking about? I can't come to the party. Shedeur, I'm not your type of black. I'm not your type of cookout. I'm not your type to come. And that's where the beef is really. Like Shedeur just called it as collateral damage. This ain't got nothing to do with Shedeur. Because if Matt looked, Acho has been praising Shedeur. Right? I watch Acho. I watch Matt. They've been praised. They both love him. But now you're getting a little territorial if you Matt Barnes because you're like, oh, y'all actually hated him too. And now you coming back? I thought you didn't like him. You know how it goes. And he was like, no, I was riding the wave. So they are on two different things. One has an absolute. Matt Barnes is absolutely rocking with Shedeur. Acho got that relative, right? Like, depends on what he does. I thought that was fascinating. I don't have an answer to that one because it depends on how your mindset is, your perspective is, right? Are you the type that has a friend that you grew up with, and no matter what they do, that's your boy? I do have a few of those. But most of my friends are this. We were together, we hung, and then based on what I did or you did is how we are right now. But there are some protected people, protected species, right? Ain't nobody taking them away, no matter what. That's like my sister, OG Hennyloke. That's family. Family is always in that, I got to rock with them. But even people fall out with their family. Man, I need more receipts on this because that was way more smoke. All the smoke. That was way more smoke than I anticipated, and I think that means there's way more coming or way more to this. All right, so King Juju says Shedeur is the man. You ain't never lied. King Juju says it's not the truth, it's your truth. Yeah, I just saw Wicked. Y'all seen Wicked lately? Any of y'all? The Wicked 1 or 2? I saw Wicked 2 at the theater with the kids, right? And there was a part where the Wizard of Oz said the truth. She's like over there professing that she's a crusader for the truth. Tell the truth to the people of Oz. And he's like, the truth. The truth. You mean those collection of beliefs that everyone thinks and believes? That's not the truth. That's just what they want to think. I know I butchered that, but the point is, the truth or your truth is the question. That's the conversation. Like, and the more I keep saying I'm speaking the truth, the more I'm starting to say, I don't know if there is a truth. What the hell? Just feels like belief systems, right? All right, so Philip A. Carroll says, Speakeasy spent 20 minutes last night saying Sanders now is better than Caleb already. Full 180 on the hot take. I hope not. I hope they didn't do that. I hope they didn't do that. I don't believe you. I love you, Philip Carroll. I don't believe you. And if they did that, that's weak. People do that though. People take backlash. Why you think Stephen A. always apologizing? Why you think Ryan Clark always apologizing? Why you think right now you said Speakeasy went 20 minutes talking about he better than Caleb Williams already? Because cats cannot, I don't know what it is. I don't have this, thank God. I got other issues. I ain't got this one. Y'all can light me up on social media, and my first response gonna be like, damn, did I say that right? And then after that, I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm like, oh, well. I've been in stadiums before where they booing me. Boo, you stupid. Boo, you weak, Whitey. Boo, you won't get a sack today. And either I do or I don't. But I'm gonna move on. I ain't gonna let your boos, what's wrong with me? And change what I'm doing. People change up in this industry all the time based on reaction and response and criticism. It's wild. It's really wild. Well, speaking of changing up, there's one person who won't change up, and I think we really wish he would. There's a large rooting interest for him to change up. His name is Ryan Clark. It's this guy right here. And Ryan Clark sitting next to Paul Feinbaum. Ryan Clark has taken this Michigan conversation and Sherrone Moore to a different place, a different level. And there's been a lot of backlash towards this one, including some videos I'll show you at our next live stream at noon from Uncle Luke and Stan Verrett and others who really take issue with what Ryan Clark is saying here. Tell me if you do. Let's go.
I think from the Sherrone Moore point of view, you have to look at his failures as well. He failed, if these things are true, he failed his family. Yep. He failed the young men he was in charge of leading and coaching. And he also failed a community of coaches who would love to follow him to get an opportunity to coach at a historically great university like a Michigan, to be amongst the names of the Yost and the Schembechlers and the Lloyd Carrs. That was the opportunity that he had that he failed at. And we also have to think about this young lady who was a subordinate and what these accusations or what these actions will do to her for the rest of her life. And so now if you're Sherrone Moore, who was the first African-American head coach at the University of Michigan, there's also a community of coaches that would love to follow in your footsteps that will be partly judged because of your actions. He does have to own that. He does have to, at some point, acknowledge that. He has to be held accountable for that, whether these things are true and someone was after him or not. And so if you are Michigan, you're truly coming from 2 head coaches in a row, in Jim Harbaugh and also Sherrone Moore, that has let the university down in some way. It is not the level of excellence that we expect from that position that has a responsibility. You know, in Romans 3:23, right, it says, all have fallen short because of sin and fallen short of the glory of God. So Sherrone Moore will have an opportunity to be given grace by his family, by Christ, but he won't get a Bobby Petrino rebound, right? He will be treated like Mel Tucker. He will be treated like Michael Haywood, who in 2010 was supposed to be the next head coach of the University of Pittsburgh. So I just don't think we could skip over how serious this situation is for Sherrone Moore and the decision-making, this situation he put himself in. And so going forward, you can't just bring in a coach that's great at X's and O's. You need to bring in a leader of men. You need to bring in a man that these young men can look at and model certain aspects of their life afterwards. And I don't know who that is. Is it a Jed Fish from the University of Washington who turned Arizona around? I know I heard the name Brian Kelly being floated. He absolutely should not be the next head coach of Michigan. From everything you see of Kellen DeBoer, even if he's not winning the amount of games you want him to win at Alabama, he carries himself in a way where that is someone I would want my son to play for. And I think when you're looking at finding this next head coach, it's not as simple as how many games can we win. It's who can change the perception of the sort of person we are picking to lead young men into the next chapters of their lives.
Blah, blah, blah. Ryan Clark gave us a lot right there. Let's talk through it. In general, y'all know I have an issue with Ryan Clark when he does that. Okay? I know I've said that 1,000 times. That was 1,001. I have an issue with Ryan Clark when he race baits. And beat it up in the comments. Some people take issue. One of my boys takes issue with the word or phrase race bait. And I'm like, why? Only people I know that got a problem with saying race bait are people who race bait. Like, what else am I supposed to say? But I would say it whatever makes you feel happy, whatever makes you smile, boo-boo. But this is race bait. Why? Why in the hell do you think what Sherrone Moore did represents all black coaches? What? What do you think that all black coaches are sitting there looking at Sherrone Moore and saying, man, he messed it up for us? Only those with an inferiority complex or only those who are still going through mental slavery are thinking in those terms. If you're thinking like that, if I'm talking to you, if your response was that, then you still got the cuffs on, bruh. You still got them on. It's okay. We can help take them off. Because guess what? What Sherrone Moore does is nothing like or nothing representative of what Marcellus Wiley does. Just like what Ryan Clark does, and race baits is not a representative of you or me. That's what he does. The true freedom comes from the fact that you have all of this independence going on, right? Not the monolith. The fact that you can do whatever you do, and it's not a grander reflection on you. And I mean you all, the you plural. But man, there is a faction of black people, Ryan Clarks, that think that what he did is representing us. So now I got to walk around with a little shame until this scandal goes by because they thinking that me. If I'm a black coach and that happened, I'm like, this is how you think. This is a winning mentality. This is a free mentality, not an enslaved mentality. If I'm a black coach and he just got all this scandal and all this happened on him and on his watch, I'm looking like, damn, that's messed up. Opportunity. What do you think the white coaches are thinking? It's a job in Michigan. See, when you enslaved, you start thinking, oh man, that's gonna hurt us. Ooh, they're gonna come down hard on us. That's man, I could go all the way with it. NASA gonna look at all of us who are coaching and think, are you shitting me? So somebody black fails out of Columbia. I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna think all black kids are dummies at school, so I should. You know, white kids fail out of Columbia every day. You think they sitting there like, oh, you know what they say? Ooh, there's another slot. There's another opportunity. Talking about there ain't no Bobby Petrino rebound. It shouldn't be a Bobby Petrino rebound. Not because of his color. It's because of the content and the context and what he went through in extent in responding to what he did. Bobby Petrino got caught cheating, Stafford, motorcycle accident, took his L, rebounded. If this story with Sherrone Moore would have ended with him getting fired and we heard nothing else, no kicking down the door, no breaking and entering, allegedly, no weapons, no suicide watch, no incarceration in the same day you get fired, there is a rebound for him, black or white. What? And stop comparing them, Mel Tucker. What you mean? They ain't the same coach, so they ain't gonna have the same rebound. This is where you get lost. This is when you got the wrong mentality. You stuck. You're just like, oh God. The only thing you got in common with Sherrone Moore and Mel Tucker is their color. The hue of their epidermis. That's all you got. Are you, what? This is the stupidest thing ever. And I warned y'all. People think I'm a hater. People think, oh, Marcelo. Man, look, I have went from extremes in this world. Like extremes of poverty, welfare, food stamps, the hood, to the Ivy League. I don't understand when y'all don't respect that journey. I don't understand. Y'all don't understand the culture shock, the social shock, the academic shock that I went through. It's like, what is this? Oh, there are people walking around here, all colors, black, white, all colors, who are like, I'm going to be successful, and I'm going to be successful with my brain over my body. That was a complete 180 from the same people I grew up with of all colors who were trying to be successful with their body and not their brain first. I went to a school where they really were saying student athlete, but I grew up, everybody was an athlete student. Then you go to the league and I'm like, I see white, black, everybody getting it and not getting it. I got a black teammate that get cut. You think the organization looking at me different now? Oh, you know, you black players. You can't make it make sense. Now, people are out there obviously saying ESPN, they try to put this on ESPN, and you can't, because they enable them, they give them the platform. I don't like going to that place because I just want to talk to Ryan, right? And I don't want Ryan to think that his words go unnoticed. Like, Ryan literally is still locked up. And this is the worst part. You actually, in an attempt to help your people, are doing a disservice and the worst thing you can to your people. By telling them, no matter how good you are, how great you are, no matter who you are, you better watch the one who has that opportunity that has your same skin color. And if they fail in that, damn it, you're doomed to fail. What? Well, okay, Ryan, you're right. So that means since Jay-Z is a billionaire, guess what? I'm next. He's black, and he did it, and I could do it. Y'all heard me before talk about representation. I love representation. You know what I love more than that? Being a pioneer. I ain't know anybody that went to Columbia, didn't give a damn. Didn't care, didn't even ask. Are there any black people here? I am. As soon as I show up, I'm here. All right, well, black people here now. Of course there were. But who in the hell is leading with, is there someone else like me with my same skin colors so I can feel comfortable? I feel comfortable everywhere I'm at. What the hell? Man, boy, when I be in them classrooms, I'm the only one. I'm like, ooh, I'm special. I'm like, I'm special. I ain't flipping it up. I ain't changing it up. I ain't sounding different. I ain't acting different. I ain't scared either. The hell, Sherrone Moore, he tricked it off. He messed it up. Okay, he dropped the bag. You mean he dropped the bag for other black coaches? Man, stop. You're too smart to be that. You're too smart to be that. You got to do better, bro. You got to be better than that. But look, he ain't, that message ain't coming into this household. It ain't. And then when it does, it's being combated with, are you kidding me? We're going to talk logically through this. Are you kidding me? So Ryan Clark, if you no longer at ESPN going forward, that means if you have some issue happens at ESPN, they fire you because they say you race baiting. You trying to tell me some next black broadcaster need to be like, They looking at us all like that. And people always joke, we got CTE. You got CTE, me, I got CTE. That critical thinking evaporated. That's the CTE I hear. Critical thinking evaporated. Just to be liked. Fuck being liked. Who do I care about being liked? What you want? You damn algorithm. You're a walking algorithm. Do you like what I just said? My people, you got your back. You ain't got my back. And if you got my back, why don't you get my front? I don't need your, no, skip from behind me, fool. What are you talking about? This is the most ignorant shit that keeps occurring. Stop, mute the mics. Okay, ESPN, I'm gonna hold you to the fire right here. Mute the mic whenever he goes into that violin of race. Stop it. Not that race doesn't matter. Not that racism doesn't exist. It's just he is not educated enough to speak on these issues with that loud a megaphone. Like, I am absolutely correct. It's not even like close. And this is the stuff, if you really go back and study, you want to go back and study some of the people that I know you guys have studied, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, but how about Thomas Sowell? How about some others in there, right? Right? If you really want to get smart, because people try to discredit you, you don't know. I'm like, all right, I do know this, that when something bad happens to me, it doesn't have to represent you. It doesn't, unless you think it does. So whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right. I think it cannot. If I were a coach, and I'm not a coach, and I never want to be a coach to that level, but if I were a coach, I coach right now 10-year-olds, okay? I coach basketball for 6-year-olds, and I coach 10-year-old football, flag football. But imagine if I were really a coach, like a great high school coach looking for the next job, or a great college coach trying to get up to the University of Michigan, and he loses his job. If I were James Franklin, this is how you prove it. And all of this happened 2 months ago. And Sherrone Moore and the girl outed him, woke up one day at about noon, and she was like, man, forget this. This relationship gonna get exposed. Forget this fool. And all that happened. Do you think that James Franklin ever had a thought in his head that, oh man, they may not look at me because Sherrone Moore ruined it for a black man in Michigan? I can hear the handcuffs. I can hear the handcuffs on your head still, big dog. It's unreal. It's unreal. Martin the Veteran says Mirror is colorblind. You ain't lying. Cats just don't want to look like that. They don't want to look at it like that. They want to look out the window and say, see, that's the problem. Instead of looking in the mirror and saying, ooh, it's old me. Oh, man. Okay. Well, whoa. You know what? We got one more topic right on this topic, too. It's perfect timing for this topic. I've been pushing this topic off for the last few days just because of timing, but my wife is going to take the itty bitties to school today. So guess what? I got a little more time, and we must do this topic. Okay? I got to do this topic. Now, this topic is interesting, and it follows a perfect time of what we just heard from Ryan Clark, where they're basically saying the word unity, especially when it comes to the black community. They're trying to see where unity is helping and hurting. Peep this.
So you're saying because the continent of Africa is not unified, then we can't have a global unification of the black diaspora?
What are you unified around?
That's something we could build. What is the purpose of Pan-Africanism if you're saying that unity isn't possible?
Well, you said it as if I believe in Pan-Africanism. It's the most stupid, bogus thing anybody to even say.
But you spoke about worldview earlier, right? Mm-hmm. So what if our worldview was to uplift each other?
Whose worldview?
Black people.
Which black people?
All black people.
No, there is no such thing. You can't go to Asia and say all Asian people.
But why not?
I am telling you, this is the mistake.
Mm-hmm.
We are the only ones who walk the earth, and as soon as you see a black person at the airport, oh, brother. No, I'm not your brother. What's wrong with that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Have you gone to Europe and you had an Italian man calling a German brother?
Fuck them. What's wrong with me seeing you at the airport and
is
saying,
the problem.
You gonna have to explain it to me then.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Let me ask you. Let me tell you something. The story of Chaka the Zulu.
Chaka Zulu.
What was he what was he famous for before they killed him? Tormenting fellow black tribes in that region.
Okay.
So that's the man you're going to unite with?
No.
Okay. I'm just telling you. We think that skin color makes you and me the same. We're not. I am from a small tribe called the Ajak tribe in Benin. Benin is only 6.5 million people with over 40 tribes. When I say tribe, I mean the language is like French and Chinese. I don't have anything in common with the 49 other people in my country. Nothing in common. They speak a different language. They have a different God, a different religion, different food, different forms of wear and culture, traditions and customs. We were forced, carved and say, remain here. He's not my brother. Now you're asking for a global brotherhood of all black people. Why would the black people be different from any continent? Europe is a global community of white people. But they don't go around saying brother and sister. Asia is a community of all yellow Asians in Asia. They don't go around calling each other brother and sister. Same with the Middle East, same with everywhere. Where only when it comes to black people you think we are all the same. We're not the same.
Blah, blah, blah. Right on time, right? And I obviously understand by my 51 years of life experience that people will interpret that differently. Let me tell you how I interpret it. Because I'm respectful even when I disagree. I can disagree with you, never ever move in the direction you're talking, never ever think the way you're thinking, but I still respect you. That's why I still like Ryan Clark. I just don't like Ryan Clark when he does that. People don't understand that. I am trying to master adulthood, which means nuance, which means a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I am not an absolutist, okay? I'm not an extremist. I don't love or hate you. Got all of it for you. It's real. So here's the thing. This unity, like we all gonna do it together stuff. Think about it in these terms. Let's remove color. You're on a team or you're in school and you have a group project. Everyone has been here before. It's Monday. Miss Delahousse, your teacher, says, we have a group project due on Friday, and you're all in groups of 4, okay? So Monday night, everybody on FaceTime talking about it. Okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. You get the glue, you get the paper. All right, you do the research. All right. Tuesday, you check in again at school. Yeah, I'm rocking on it. I'm going to do it later. You get home Tuesday, FaceTime. Everybody got the supplies. Then you get to school Wednesday. How's it going? Oh, I'm putting it together. Can't wait till we all come together. Get home Wednesday. Checking on people. Some of them late on the FaceTime. Then they get on their own quick. They get on late and they leave early. Now you're getting a little nervous, but you ain't tripping. You still got Thursday. Go to school Thursday. Everybody's supposed to show up with their parts so you can put it together. Did everybody show up with their parts? So Thursday night, somebody in that group got more to lift than everybody else to turn it in on Friday. That happened every single time I had to do a group project. Not saying I always was the one that had to lift it, but there's always somebody lagging and there's always somebody who ahead. We ain't all even. Okay? Let's go to sports. Don't go to football. It's too easy to disprove. Like in football, all of us, man, are you kidding me? You sorry. I'm not waiting on you. Ones go against ones, okay? Or you too good. I can't. My rookie year, I showed up. It's Ruben Brown. It's John Fina. They blocking the hell out of me. I can't do nothing with these dudes. Last game I played was against Brown University. What? Now I'm playing against the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills in practice? I ain't ready. We all ain't going together. The team still got to play. We ain't waiting on all y'all. You'll develop. You'll get there. I'm only bringing that up because that's the mindset that gentleman was talking about that is global. It's a global mindset of like, I represent me, and then that can represent we, but it starts with I represent me. Okay? This family that we a family, we all white, we all brown, we all yellow, we all black. Okay, that sounds great. But guess what? I'm about to go get it. That's all he's saying. And then he's saying they going to get it, and then everyone looks at it from the outside like, wow, look what they got. And on the inside, it may be sounding more like, look what I got. Don't like that theory, don't like that execution, don't like that way of thinking. My people, as they say, right? Black people. Dead last or second to dead last in 17 major socioeconomic categories. So, just simple. Let me just give you simple ball. Whatever you are saying, if you on that side, you're in that way of thinking, it ain't working. Just simple as that. It ain't working, okay? This whole all of us, it ain't working, okay? It's better if you just like, I let you go. Go get it. And then when you get it, we got it. Just like how you look at them, even though they saying, I'm going to get it. He's right. Everywhere you travel, they not sitting there saying, what? They know it. They know, they like, it's on me. If it is to be, it is up to me. And I understand how that can make some people feel, oh, you're not a part of this and that. I am always representing. I am. And when someone trips up, someone fails, it doesn't fall on me. There are stereotypes. There are generalizations. There are people that live and lead with their fears and insecurities. Those are the knuckleheads. Those are the ones you got to look out for. Those are the ones that see big black Compton coming and don't expect Columbia. I know. I ain't stupid. But I also am not answering to them, and I'm not letting them lead my mindset and psyche. Sounds like a lot of people are. Oh, look how they look at us. What you think they're going to think about us? Ryan Clark literally just said that the black coaching community was let down, may have less opportunities, may have to deal with the blowback from this. Did Bobby Petrino and the white community and coaches have to deal with it? Any questions? It's crazy. All right, let me pay off these super chats and get up out of here, man. Love for you guys out there. This was a show. This was a show. Philip, Carol, thank you. King Juju, thank you 1,000 times. You say Shedeur's Rookie of the Year? You better pay for that. That's the only way you're going to get that said. Oh, no, I don't think he's Rookie of the Year, but we got a few more games. We'll see. Who is Rookie of the Year? Who was Rookie of the Year? Beat up in the comments. I don't know. He says, don't you know that all white coaches steal defensive signals, deflate balls, and date college-age women? Yeah, that's what's crazy. Like, why we acting like, oh, man, look what he did to the brothers. Man, white coaches be doing crazy stuff. And how come it's not an and when Sherrone Moore does something crazy? Because you still enslaved, brother. Devin Bell says, Jamil Hill says something similar. I tell my children, if something happens to you in the world, everything isn't race-oriented. Say it, brother. Say it, Devin Bell. My kids ain't at the age where we talking race fully, but they gonna know you messed up. I mean, talking about the black community. Imagine you get arrested and you be like, hey, officer, can you make some room for the black community? No, you messed up, bro. I'm arresting your ass. Speak now and apologize later. RC, Danny Fan says that. Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna make him apologize because that's just too obvious, but he probably is. That's more engagement. That's all they care about. All right, last one. We can't end off of that. That's too damn deep. I like to end off of levity. You know how I roll. Okay. So y'all got to answer this. We got some trivia coming. Which movie got to go? Which movie got to go? Y'all ready for this? Yeah. Which movie got to go? Boys in the Hood? New Jack City? Juice? Or Paid in Full? Which one got to go? Oh, my God. All right, I always start at the bottom. Which one? I like Juice, but can't lie. At the end, it took all of the love I had for it. It went away. So you got the juice now. Remember that last line? I was like, oh, that sucked. So Juice was a great movie, but no, you're last. You're off. Okay. New Jack City. I love Paid in Full is insane. The problem is, I think Paid in Full is actually a better movie than New Jack City, but I enjoyed New Jack City more and watched it more. So Paid in Full, you got to go, but you're a great movie. Shout out to my boy Wood. Okay, New Jack City and Boy in the Hood. Come on, man. Compton's in the house. Boy in the Hood is insane. That's such a great movie. Respect. Rest in peace to the late, great John Singleton. Have I ever told y'all my John Singleton stories? Long story short, I knew John Singleton very well. Used to go to his house and all that. Remind me next show or next shows to tell y'all that. Love for you guys, man. Keep beating it up in the comments. We can agree, of course. We can disagree, but let's do it all respectfully. All right? Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I think the verse. Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so.
What?